I'd love to help take some of the guilt away from our daily experiencing with God, our daily relationship with God. And what I really want to drive at today is the idea of how much guilt we put on ourselves as far as the actions that we create and that we put in by rote or design into those relationships and experience. For example, a lot of us believe that our relationship is simply tied to our study in the Bible. A lot of people think that our relationship or our experience with God is just tied to the prayer that we have or the meditative time that we have during the day. And I'd also like to say that the majority of us who are running 500 miles an hour with kid, family, and job probably don't get that time very often. And when we don't, we tend to guilt ourselves into not doing it again and again and again. Take the burden off. Stop making it about study. Stop making it about simple time with God. And start making it about an experience, our relationship with Christ, the Trinity, God the Father, Holy Spirit. Why, how do you do that, JR? I'm glad you asked. There's a great picture in the Bible that I want everybody to get and contemplate for the next few minutes. And I really, even after you watch the video, I challenge you to sit by yourself in some capacity, whether it's driving to work, a little space of time that you get, and think about what I'm going to draw for you here. It's the Last Supper. It's nighttime. It's Jesus together with his 12 disciples, 12 guys that have sold themselves out to this relationship with God, to come to trust him and understand that the things that he is saying and doing matter and matter much. In fact, so much so that they've made life about Jesus. Not simply because he was a great guy, although he was. Not simply because he could raise people from the dead, although he did. But because in his presence, they felt loved and needed and cared for, and their souls were at rest. And that's where I'm driving you. Do you feel rested? Do you feel beloved? Do you feel full when you are in contemplation and thought about who and what you believe in when it comes to Christ, God the Father, the Trinity? Sit with that. Think about that. Because I don't want you to make it about the study. I don't want you to make it about the ideology. I don't want you to make it about theology. I don't want you to make it simply about, did I pray to God today? I want you to make it about that experience. In that upper room, in the Last Supper on that night, there was one disciple who, as Jesus was teaching, leaned back into Jesus's chest. Picture, if you will, 12 hardened men in the time period that Jesus walked the face of the planet. And one of those guys leans back quite intimately, quite ready to be embraced by another man, and rests into Jesus's chest. John, the disciple, whom Jesus called beloved, knew that everything was Jesus. Not just something, not just a dinky part of his life, but all of it, everything, was so consuming that he knew that he could intimately connect with Jesus. And the way he chose to do it during that Last Supper is simply lean back into Jesus' chest. How comfortable must John have felt? And how welcoming is Jesus to be able to embrace him and simply know that he is loved? Do you know you're loved? Do you know you're beloved like John? Is that the stance you take? Is that the rock you stand on? Is that the confidence you have every day to walk into your life? To know that if you skip a Bible, skip a Wednesday prayer meeting, or God forbid not go to church, that you're still charged with being loved by God. That's the intimacy that I want you to feel. That's the intimacy I want you to have. That's the contemplation I want to draw into your life. When things suck and things are going hard, that you still can lean back into the chest of God and know that it's not your study that's saving you. That it's not the ideology of just simply getting down on your knees a couple times a day. But it's the intimate connection that you have with the Lord that draws into your soul and makes you well and keeps you safe and balances you out and puts hope back into your life. When you're reading the Bible, I ask that you understand relational theology, the relationship between God and the people in the Bible. Read it with the idea that as you see them connect in relationship, that you are also desiring the same things. Jesus in the first 4 books of the New Testament, really, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, really goes after it. And he does extraordinary things with every one of the people that he meets. And I guarantee if you read the Bible with that type of intimate connection, that you will find yourself an experience of God, an experience of the Trinity, to be able to lean back with assurance that you will be caught and loved and filled is your life's work. And it is an amazing feeling, not just in here, but the way you glow to the outside world and the way it will attract to you. That is, in fact, your life's work. I wish you luck. I wish you great contemplative thoughts with that. I'm J.R. Mann. I'm a spiritual director. I teach your life's work. I'll see you next time.